Hello, world, and welcome to Pardon the Politics Podcast, Season 2, Episode 29. I am your co-host, Jeezy, along with my brother and my partner in politics, Manny, on this fine day. My brother, how are you? How are you doing, man?
Brother, I am blessed and highly favored.
Hey, I like to hear it. I like to hear it. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Man,
indeed.
yeah, so we back again, man.
Hey, bro, we back again, like we never left for another update, another episode of Pardon the Politics. Want to welcome in our listeners. Hope this episode finds you well as always. If not, then I'm sorry.
Hope it gets better.
I hope it gets better. I don't know what to say. Hey, bro, that makes me think. You ever had somebody that you like, hey, how you doing? And then you get like a long rundown of like a whole bunch of bad things. You like,
I wanted the standard. I'm doing good.
yeah, I probably should, brother. That has made me cautious as an adult now. That when I see people I hadn't seen in a long time, to be careful asking how they're doing. Just be like, "Hey, hadn't seen you in a while.
And just leave it at
that. Good seeing you."
I remember being at work a couple of weeks ago and somebody being like, hey, man, how are things going? And I looked at them directly into the windows of their soul and said, do you really want to get into that?
Bruh.
They look at me, they're like, nah, but I hope it improves. Thank you.
Bro, be careful, bro. I did that a couple of weeks ago at the grocery store. A guy used to work for me. And I'm like, hey, man, I hadn't seen you in a while. How's life going? And, bro, this man was like, my wife got a leg amputated. I lost my job.
Bro,
I had a heart attack. I was like, dog. I was like, bro, I got to start being careful.
Leading in with my wife got her leg amputated.
Bro, wild, bro. I'm sitting here in the grocery. I'm sitting in Publix like, bro, I was not expecting that. So then, of course, in my nature, I'm like, hey, man, well, I'm going to be praying for you. Yeah, I'm not much a believer. I was like, dog. Let me just go to my car.
Well, I hope the Lord finds you before you find him.
Bro, before it's everlasting too late. Bro, I'm going to my car. That taught me a very valuable lesson, bro. Let me stop asking how you been. I know somebody that we need to ask that question to. I'm going to refer to him now as King Cankles.
Stop, not King Cankle.
King, I wonder how King Cankles been doing, bro.
Bro,
he's been a little puffed up lately, a little swollen,
retaining water,
retaining that fluid, bro.
I'm surprised they came out with it, but
I'm very surprised.
But you know what? I'm not shocked because when those pictures started floating around of the makeup on his hand, and these are like legit photos that the White House released. Which you got to say something.
You got to. Trump is like we might have to start looking at him like we look at Big Mama.
Your leg,
Big Mama, your leg. And bro, the thing that had me weak about this, and for our listeners that don't know what we're talking about, and this is not a segment for us to even cover. We just kind of got here, but.
Like most things on this.
Like most things. But, there was some release of that Trump was having some swelling of the legs and bruising on his hands that he was covering up with makeup. And he came out and basically they said this is normal swelling for a person of his age that's in his legs, which we all seen Big Mama with a little retaining a little water. If you've seen Big Mama before, you've seen a little bit of swelling in our elderly people. But the hands is what got me. They said that I believe that it was from shaking hands and aspirin. And I said, now wait a minute.
That's a wild combo.
That's a wild. First of all, how much aspirin is this man taking?
Right.
Why is he taking this much aspirin? And how many hands you got to shake for your hand to get bruised?
For somebody who I know for a fact does not like shaking hands with people.
Bruh, like, how often are you shaking? So I really tried to put a number on this. And I'm like, at what point have I ever been like in a corporate meeting and I felt like I've shook enough hands today? And I'm like, to me.
Time out. Well, first off, you have. Because first off, for those of you who don't know, we are both members of the greatest fraternity in the world, Alpha Phi Alpha.
Oh, bro.
And about 6 handshakes in, I'm done.
Jesus, bro,
I'm done.
After about 5 grips, I'm like, hey,
y'all, I'm done.
That's why I love that we've infamously came up with just walking in a room and just saying grips. And that's my handshake to everybody. Don't come up trying to shake hands and gripping and all that stuff.
And then it's like for me, it's like strategic grips. It's like, okay, so if I shake his hand, and his hand,
yep,
and no one has any problems, bro. Good. Okay, everyone else gonna leave me alone. You ain't got. Yes, I'm bruh. Ask them. Them. But he doesn't like shaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
So,
a man that don't like shaking hands, how is he shaking so many hands that his hands are becoming bruised?
Now there might be something else he's doing. That's the shaking of hands, but
that's what I thought. I said, now we need a adolescent expert to do an analysis.
Look, I done seen how Melania treats him.
Hey, bro.
So would not be shocking if he's doing a lot of shaking of hands.
Bro, hands ain't the only thing he's shaking.
But yes, Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, and you said it. We all done seen Big Mama with with this, but you know what it also means? Ain't very long till she going up yonder,
bro. Big Mama got to get off her feet.
Go ahead and sit down.
Trump got to get off his feet, bro. Hey, all I'm saying is I ain't never seen Biden swell up. I have seen him fall,
but he got up.
But he got up with the swelling that Trump got going on. He might fall and not be able to get up because Trump. Right. People fail to realize, bro, Trump is a big man.
So I met Trump in 2015, and I'm about 6'5", 6'6". He's 6'4".
Yeah.
So he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And that hair, well, but that's a whole nother story.
That had about 3 inches.
But, right. But he's not a small man. Like that is a lot to be.
Yeah, we got to put it.
That was wild.
We got to clean it up just a little bit, bro.
I don't even know how to fix that, man.
I was gonna say a larger gentleman, but that just sounds like that ain't working. That sounds like a gentleman pause.
Bro, I cannot fix it. Trump is,
bro.
Look, he's old.
He's a man of large stature.
There we go. And he's doing a lot of moving and shaking. And, I just wonder if they got him wearing compression socks on Air Force One. I thought about that,
bro. This would be a fantastic, since he loves to plug. He's a marketing genius. Mm-hmm. He can come out with the MAGA compression socks.
The MAGA copper fits.
The MAGA copper fits, bro. I'm telling you, if he's already selling gold Blackberries and he's already got all these other accessories that he's selling, bro. Hey, I'm a man of age. If you got to wear the compression socks, why not have the greatest compression socks in American history? Make compression socks great again. I would do it. I lean into it, bro.
Look, if you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
Hey, be a grizzly, bro.
Go ahead and this is what it is.
Hey, bro. Shout out to King Cankles, man. Hopefully he get his condition underway and we don't see a Big Mama situation where we got to call everybody in. Big Mama ain't looking good.
She ain't looking.
Doctor gave Big Mama a couple of hours. We need to come on in.
Come on, make your way.
Come on, make your way to the hospital. Big Mama ain't doing good.
But I'm just saying, a man that age is probably not good to be eating.
How old is Trump exactly? I forgot.
He's like 78.
Okay, I know he was 70 something, but I couldn't get. That's up there, bro.
And the way he be eating McDonald's, the way he does, like
that might be where that swelling coming from.
Oh, that's all that sodium retention.
Hey, you need to slow down on that Mac sauce, bro. Bro, well, anyway, brother, we'll keep an update on King Cankles.
That was completely not a topic that we had planned, but here we are.
Here we are. Well, welcome again to our listeners. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Pardon the Politics. So the first thing that we have on the docket for today is we have an update on the Epstein files. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dum, 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 dum. The Epstein files. So when we last left you in our previous episode, There were some early droppings of the Epstein files and how this was causing a bit of tension between the Trump administration. When you looked at Pam Bondi, um, uh, Cash Patel, and Bon
Ben
Jovi,
Benzino.
Benzino. We didn't know if Benzino was going to return to work. We didn't know how Cash felt about it, but there seems to have been some updates that have caused this issue, which I believe Trump has been trying to kind of put away and kind of move away from. There's been some recent updates that have come out that have stirred the pot even more, brother. So, what's some of those updates that we've gotten, Manny, on this Epstein file situation?
Well, apparently, Trump and Benzino sat and had a chat
Okay,
and kind of calmed him down and said, "Hey, man, we're gonna get through this. I don't know how yet,
I
but
don't know how, but we
we gonna do it. We're gonna do it." So, so that has appeared to calm down. But let's hit the big things in no particular order.
okay.
Um, First, you have that there was a call. Actually, I don't. Let's start with this: the Wall Street Journal.
Uh-oh.
So behind the scenes, the Wall Street Journal had apparently hit up the Trump administration and says, "Hey, we got something we would like your take on before we go public with it." And that was a letter
Bruh.
that Trump had written to Jeffrey Epstein. Again, a man that he barely knows allegedly. But apparently, Ghislaine Maxwell had compiled a letter. I'm sorry, compiled a book of birthday letters in 2023 for Epstein's birthday. And Trump wrote one of those letters. And bruh, the
Bruh.
letters were less than optimal.
Bruh.
Apparently, the part that have been, and we it's still at the release and recording of this podcast, we have not seen the files. But apparently there was some notes about the secrets will stay between us. And he drew a picture of a naked woman on this letter.
Bruh.
And I'll start off first by saying I never took Trump to be much of a doodler.
But
I also know he don't be really paying attention to these meetings. So what else are you gonna do?
I mean, his signature looked like doodle, so I can only imagine the type of work that he could put in on some construction paper.
Bruh. So the quote, and someone provided a voiceover, says, "There must be more to life than having everything." That's how it began.
Bruh.
Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. That is wild.
That's a wild way to end the letter, bro.
What? Another wonderful secret.
Bro,
What?
when I have written happy birthday cards, I may say something along the lines of happy birthday, may you have many more. Happy birthday, may you get all that you deserve and all that you wanted more.
Let the good times roll.
But I never have thought in my life, happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. I don't even know what that means.
Bro, I don't know either. But you know what? My birthday is next week. My birthday is next week.
And I will not be writing you a letter with a saying like that, because my moral compass won't even allow my brain to go beyond the fact of trying to comprehend what this means. But I know it don't mean nothing good.
It's nothing good.
It can't mean nothing good. And I think that they said also that in the sketch of this naked woman that the hair and below her waist region was sketched as his signature.
That's wild.
Wow. When you look at, bro, I now can't even look at Trump's signature same anymore.
Bro, that's wild.
That is wild. Bro, y'all, bro, I just want to say,
but now kudos for artistic, creativity, maybe, but that's wild.
That's very wild.
That's wild.
And I just want to say, now this is alleged.
It's all alleged.
So don't come after us. We're just reporting on what's allegedly been said. But if any of even if a fraction of this is true, the whole thing don't even have to be true.
Bro.
If a fraction of this is true, Bro, y'all some sick people, bro.
Y'all really sick.
Y'all some
Y'all
sick
really
people.
sick. Well, and shockingly enough, I know this will shock most people, is that Trump came out on Truth Social and said that it was a fake letter, that he did not compose the note or draw the picture.
Well, I know Trump lying. And I'm gonna tell you how I know he lying.
How you know he's lying?
Because in him denying this, Trump said, "quote, never wrote a picture in my life." And when I saw that, I said, "That sounds like you lying." Because you don't write. You don't write pictures. You don't write pictures. I said, "Bro, what is he talking about?" I never wrote a picture a day in my life. I said, "Yeah, he lying."
Somebody told
a lie one day.
Well, he apparently reached out to Rupert Murdoch and said, "Hey, man, don't publish this."
Now, Rupert is the chief editor.
Yeah, he owns the Wall Street Journal and a whole lot of other media entities. And basically in all of that, he was like, "Hey, man, don't publish this. Don't publish this. This is not what you want." So obviously word got out there. He filed a suit. But before we get to the suit, let's talk about Rupert Murdoch for a second. Because I got a theory.
Let's go. Let's go.
So it was reported several weeks ago that one Jebediah Dean Vance.
Oh, this is true.
Went down to visit old Rupert.
Oh.
And look, anybody who's planning on running for office on the conservative side is going to probably go down, especially at this level. It's going to head down to meet with Rupert. To this day, I don't believe there's been an official confirmation that meeting has ever happened, nor the topic of said meeting. But it's real interesting that unless they just got these letters, which I don't believe is the case, I believe the Wall Street Journal's probably been sitting on these letters for a little bit now. To have that meeting and then now for it to drop off. Now I know all this other stuff is happening, but then to drop it now, it's mighty convenient.
Bruh.
Is Trump's top op in his administration, and we just don't know it.
We got a mole.
So yeah, so we'll watch that. But Trump filed a lawsuit on July 18th.
I know this lawsuit probably had to be at a ridiculous number. What's the lawsuit?
Absolutely, he's seeking at least $10 billion.
Bro, Trump be throwing. Bro, one thing about Trump, when he do a lawsuit, bro, that number
he gonna pull a number,
bro.
he gonna pull astronomical,
bro.
Like what? Like how do you have $10 billion of damages,
bro?
Like that.
Like it ain't even released yet. Like
already hurt $10 billion.
I heard.
Like if I was the defendant in this, I'm walking in here, and I'm just gonna say from Gates, I didn't say anything that I can't prove. So ignoring that, let's say that I can't prove it, and I can. Everyone already believes that you creepy pedophile. Like, how did I defame you further by proving it?
And that's one thing that I don't understand is that now I'm not accusing Trump of anything.
So we ain't got no proof.
Because we have not seen the proof. But if I gotta go off just the man's tendencies, period. As a man with two daughters and one on the way, I have never envisioned myself ever and can never envision myself ever talking about any one of my daughters the way that man talked about Ivanka, bro.
Bro, that's wild.
I don't care who you are. That ain't even funny to me. And I believe all of my children are beautiful girls, and I'm sure that my newborn that's on the way come October will be a beautiful girl as well. But the way I look at my daughters as a dad, I never can look at my daughters and be like, oh yeah, if she was older, I could date her. What?
That's
Wow.
insane statement.
Wild, bro.
Insane statement.
So even if these things aren't true,
brother man,
you got a little bit of diddler in you. You got a little tad bit of a diddum.
But and all that aside, I do wonder how some of these things are going to end up playing out together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there a world where Diddy and Epstein and Trump all partied together? They all from New York.
It's all possible.
There's enough money there where so he filed suit.
Of course, but I believe that in him filing that suit, he's kind of reversed course a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, he's the DOJ has moved to unseal grand jury transcripts. So Pam Bondi put in a request to unseal the grand jury testimony from the 2019 sex trafficking case, citing public interest. And they emphasize redaction to protect victims' identities. To my understanding, Trump called Bondi and was like, "Hey, go give him something. Give him, give him something. Shut him up." And yeah, like, okay, testimony is great, but what aren't you giving us,
bruh? There seems to be a level of hushing up here that they're trying to accomplish, because at the end of the day, if this is just unsealing the grand jury transcripts, what other aspects of this case? Why not just release the whole thing minus the name of the victims?
Where are the flight logs,
bruh? Don't tell me
who was on this plane.
Hey, I know that they're lying, bruh, if they trying to tell us that they don't have that information.
They absolutely have it.
Go get Maxine. just bring her. Congress, just say, hey, you want to bring her forward for testimony.
But as soon as this came out, y'all, I hit up G's and was like, they are trying to, now they're going through the stages. They're like, how much information can we release to get them to stop talking about this, but not get ourselves in trouble? And then Trump said himself, nothing will be good enough for the troublemakers and radical left lunatics.
But the thing is, how is this the radical left lunatics where you campaigned on this?
You campaigned on this.
So now that people are holding you accountable for what you said you was going to do, now all of a sudden it's a left thing. Oh, the left is the ones that's worried. No, your people talked about this too. And I think that my thing is, if you have nothing to hide, just release it. Minus the victims. That has to be taken into consideration. But other than that, I want them to. I heard somebody say on another podcast this week, I want them to release all this stuff just like they had no problem releasing all the details when it came to Diddy. Treat it the same way. Yeah. We know all about Diddy, bro. We know everything. We know Diddy from the cases of baby oil to wearing the what's the hijab with the fitted on butt naked. Like we know everything about Diddy's situation. Why can't we do the same with Epstein?
If I'm them, I think they are going to try to very carefully and strategically walk around the fact, because I know it exists in Boston, but I don't know if it exists in federal court. So, with Aaron Hernandez, technically, Aaron Hernandez is an innocent man, because the law says, at least in Massachusetts, that you can't try someone criminally. So if someone dies in the middle of the process, then the attorneys for that person can file, and they did in this case, they can file and say, hey, we want all these charges dropped. And now by doing that, Aaron Hernandez was an innocent man. Therefore, the New England Patriots still had to pay out part of his contract. I don't know if that's part of the case here, being that Epstein died before he ever officially went on trial. But back to your point.
I keep forgetting that he never went on trial, bro.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Only the court of public of opinion.
Bro. That's wild.
So
now with that bit of detail, before you keep going, that leads me to continue to believe, brother. Might not have been a suicide. That's all I'm gonna say. Brother, I think I lost you.
That's because I'm on mute, man.
I was trying to give you the signal, like I can't hear you.
So 3 minutes were missing from the videos that they released. 3 minutes is enough of a time to be able to do whatever you needed to do if the people are truly as powerful as the people who are alleged to be on this list.
3 minutes is a long time, bro. You know how many times I've heard my mama say, make sure you take the meat out the fridge, and I forgot, and I heard that car pull in the driveway, and within 20 seconds,
I'll be home in an hour. I blink.
Right, how quick I can move, bro.
But on a side note, I also now understand that as an adult, the frustration of not having the meat out of the fridge so you can make dinner. I get it.
Will ruin your whole day,
bro. Because now what you gonna do? You got to go get food now.
Now I got to go back out into the world that I didn't want to be in the first place.
Or we about to have cereal,
right? Bro,
look, and in my house we didn't get to open multiple bags of cereal.
Oh, bro, you
one box at a time. I don't care if you don't want Fruit Loops. You want a Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I used to get tight when my grandma would open up the Raisin Bran first, bro. Come on now. Bro, we gotta work like that. We gotta work through this Raisin Bran.
So yeah, so it keeps bouncing around from the lawsuit, somewhere between 10 billion upwards of 20 billion. So I don't think anyone actually knows how much this lawsuit's going to be for. But yeah, this has not gone well though. Nope. Because there was a statement that someone told me very early on in politics, and that is politics creates very, very strange bedfellows. Mm-hmm. And we're having that. So I'm here. And the other one here in politics, there are no forever friends or permanent enemies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now what we have is a bipartisan group of congressional members. So you have Thomas Massey, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, co-sponsoring a resolution that says pay and body release all of it. Don't just give us a little bit. And then you also have people on the Democratic side being Roe Carnan, Mark Vesey, and Jamie Raskin also trying to do the same. Mm-hmm. So now you have bipartisan support that something doesn't smell right here. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It doesn't.
Bro, oh yeah, they're not wrong, bro. Like, something ain't right.
And they're trying to work through the messaging, but there is no real messaging that you can kind of work through this.
Nope. All you can do is release it and let the public decide.
Somebody said once, you remember when the government used to work hard to try to lie to us?
Bruh. Not anymore.
Not anymore. They're just like, nah, that didn't happen. What you mean this thing happened?
Right.
I just seen it happen. And you campaign, and I think that's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
You campaigned on it. And it's wild.
Yep.
So if assuming Trump is on the list, and you got to also assume if Trump is on the list, Trump knows he's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you have all of your people out here talking about this list while you know that you on the list? Brother, did you just think this was going to go away?
Bro, like the great cartoon Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy, you idiot. bro. If I know that I did something, I'm not about to throw no rock and hide my hands and act like that. I have no parts in it.
But here come the Freedom of Information Acts. And I think that's as it's going to continue to get more and more hairy. So that information, I believe that request is now sitting before the judge for sign off before they can release it. But I love Kash Patel coming out there and he's like, we were wrong. There is no list. And we're just like, sir, sir.
You fool me, can't get food again.
Well, I'm also wondering if they're trying to mince words now.
Yep.
There may not be a list. There may not be a piece of paper that Epstein had that said all the powerful people who came to my island and did freaky things list. There is probably not a piece of paper that says that. You know what? You are 100% right. But you got flight logs. You got FAA information about who's flying towards that. You got flight plans. You know who at least was on this island.
It might not be a physical list like you said, but if you put two and two together, well, we can come up with a list. We can come up with a list.
And I just don't know how he quiets everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there is unless something major happens.
Which is going to take something really major, because as we've talked about previously in our group chat, is that it seems like there's things that are going on around us, but nobody's talking about them.
We just like even simple things that would have garnered emotion or news. The U.S. withdrew 2,000 state guardsmen from L.A.
Yep. Crickets.
Nothing whatsoever. You have RFK dismantling the vaccine oversight. Nothing.
Yep.
You have 1,800 people laid off from the Department of Education.
Yep.
Zero.
Yep.
You had Israel.
Yep.
Strike not like warring areas of Syria. Struck in Damascus.
Yep.
Their version of the Pentagon.
Yep.
Nothing. We said, nope, we are locked in on this. Show us the list.
We got action. No, we ain't leaving our seat on this one.
No, they're like, no.
We got something.
Appreciate that segue, and let's come right back here to what we were talking to.
Yep.
And I like nothing whatsoever. And we're getting ready to talk about in our next segment, the Doge cuts getting codified.
Yep.
Nothing. We want to know what's on these list. Papers.
Yep.
Give us the list, Donnie.
Yep. And that's the only thing you can do. And I think that even in doing this whole notion that he puts out there, the public, everybody's not going to be happy. He's saying that because he knows.
Because he's part of the public, and he's going to be the one that's not going to be happy.
Yep.
The people on that list.
Yep.
Not going to be happy. Not going to be happy.
The only way that this goes away is that you just got to release it. If you really want to put this to bed, just release it.
Just give us the list,
with the protection of the victims, which ain't hard to do. Which ain't hard to do at all. It can be done. Release. Show us what you have. And then let the court of public opinion do its thing.
It would not shock me if at some point this doesn't die off in the next 2 weeks, that some version of the list makes its way to the public that is highly redacted. That is almost like, okay.
There's going to be so much Sharpie on that I can't even read it.
Right. It's going to be like Chris Tucker, Bob Williams. It's going to be John
Harvey
Smith.
Weinstein. It's gonna be stuff. It's gonna be
people
stuff
we already know.
People we already knew.
Already doing some time for it. That's gonna be the names on the list.
Yep.
But it's still not gonna work. Like I think we are in a rough place because everyone is just focused with Trump's name on the list. Like, so anything short, and there's other reports that are flowing out right now, is that Trump's name is all over these documents.
Bruh.
Like, it's not like even before all this started, like we knew they were cool, but I thought it was like passing cool. Like, hey, like we'll link up. I'll come out to the island, because I know what you do out there. I'm trying to come do what I do on your island where you do what you do. And I thought it was like a transactional relationship that someone has with their drug dealer. That's how I envision this relationship. Now it appears like they boys,
bruh. Freaky Zeke gonna make sure he where the freaks is at now,
bruh. I saw it yesterday. There was a report that was out there that Trump threw a party at Mar-a-Lago with all of these, models and bathing suits. And he told, all the women that were going to be there, yeah, we're inviting all these VIPs and whatnot. There was only one other person he invited, and that was Jeffrey Epstein.
Bruh.
Which is wild.
Bruh.
Wild. If true.
Freaky Zeke.
Wild. Bruh. Fan.
Whole lot of fans out there, bro.
A whole lot of fans.
Bro, I think that with the level of caution he has towards this, and Trump is a person that, to me, I feel like he wears his emotions on his sleeve. So when something's getting to him, you can tell. And I think that it was very telling a couple of weeks ago when we saw that interview where they were having a meeting at the White House and someone was asking Pam Bondi the question about the Epstein files and the level of frustration he had. And we talked about it. The level of frustration he had was telling to me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. If you really want this to go away, you could just tell Pam release the file, redact it to save the victims, and let it be done, and we be over it.
But he knows he's all in. Like, think about it for a second. We spent 6 minutes to start this podcast talking about Trump's health. That absent this whole Epstein thing, we'd be talking about that for a minute. Yep. That came out, and we said, "Oh, he's old." We knew that.
Oh, he
got back on subject.
What about the files?
I have never seen the American people in my lifetime on task like they are with these Epstein files.
This is the first time in a while that we've had the unity we've had on both sides of the aisle to say, hey, let's release it. Let's see what's going on. Which I think a lot of it sparks to how we as Americans, we like drama.
Bro, we love us some drama.
And I mean, when he said he's a star and he's a celebrity and all these things. So hey, I mean, Trump, you want to be in the limelight? Let's go.
So I wonder, geez.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
So we talked about it very, very briefly in one of our early episodes.
Okay.
About whether Trump would pardon himself. So we already know that JD been mighty quiet on this. Marco been mighty quiet. Mike Johnson has already come out and said, yeah, we probably should know what's in these files.
Yep.
Could we see a Nixon-like situation? Because eventually, I think at this point, we would be stupid. As compromised as our governmental data is, especially after Doge.
Yep.
These files are going to hit the light of day.
Oh, for sure.
It's for me, I think it ends up being a matter of when, not if.
Oh, facts.
And if Trump is on these files, the way that it is talked about him being on these files, does Trump resign? And is his last action as president pardoning himself?
I definitely can see it. I would be absolutely shocked if that scenario happened that he did not do that. I can definitely see him doing that, and I think that he would also extend it to those that he knows also on that list. I can see him giving that blanket pardon to all of them.
In the same way that Biden did it.
And when Biden did it and opened the door, it made me think, okay, I don't see how in the world Trump does not do the same thing.
Well, and even look at it. So was it 2 weeks ago? The whole use of Biden's use of auto pen for those unconditional pardons, those came out and went away. We had not heard about it in these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You got JD out there starting to meet with people quietly. You got the big hitters in the administration being real quiet. Are the ships on the Titanic being shifted, and people started making their way to the lifeboats?
Well, I don't know if they're making their way to the lifeboats, but I definitely hear them violins playing. The band is playing.
Look, I wonder how many people on the Titanic ultimately saw the iceberg and said, icebergs are pretty big and we're pretty close to that. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go stand right here so I can be the first one on this lifeboat.
Well, I hate to say it, but I don't know how many of those people that was on that Titanic were believers in Christ or not, because when the architect of the Titanic said that not even God could destroy this vessel,
I'd cancel my ticket right there. I said, absolutely not.
I would have canceled that ticket so darn fast.
Nope.
He said, what? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no. Getting up off that thing. You ain't about to play with me like that.
Play with yourself. Don't play with me.
When he said that would have been my first sign. Oh, as for me and mine, we serve the Lord. We getting up off this boat.
Look, there was a story where an old man was talking to a young kid at Sunday school, talking about, hey, I will give you $1 or something like that if you could tell me everything that God can do. And the little boy looks back at him and says, sir, I'll give you $20 if you can tell me something God can't do.
I know that's real.
But the way I would have canceled that with the utmost quickness. I could be making my way onto the boat and say, "Oh no, look, I got COVID."
Y'all heard you heard what the guy said about the boat. Oh no, what did he say? Oh, he said not even God. Boy, before they would have took that ramp off that boat, I would have jumped in the water.
I forgot my wallet. I would have
ripped my ticket up, sir. I don't even have a ticket. I'm on this boat illegally.
I need to be banished off this boat right now before we leave New York.
Ain't no way, bro. Nope. They would have got that news of that Titanic sunk and have been like,
yeah.
Like, that what you get for playing with God, bro.
But Trump's in the pickle, man.
Hey, bro, he's definitely in the pickle, man. I don't know how Donnie has dodged some bullets, bro. I mean, pun, no pun, whatever. you take half. I don't know if you saw the report about that, bro. They ain't even talking about that, bro.
That's another podcast, another day.
I don't know if you've seen it, but all I'm gonna do is just do this. I'm just gonna do it one time, bro. I ain't even gonna give you the whole thing. Ain't even gonna give you the whole thing, bro. I'm just saying, bro. That. First of all, hold on. That was wild. Pause. Pause. Bro,
that was egregious.
That was erroneous on all counts. Yeah, bro,
I'm just gonna give you a little bit, not the whole.
Yeah, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah, I seen a TikTok video with this pastor said that somebody told me to be like Subway and give you, instead of giving you the foot long, he said I'm gonna cut it in half and give you 6 inches now and 6 inches later on at the evening service. He said, but no, I'm gonna give you the whole 12 inches right now. I was like, hey, bro, I'd have got up out that church and been like, yeah, bro, you wilding on this Sunday.
But I still remember. I won't say the pastor's full name for that, but when this one pastor came out and said, women, I need you to be freaks and hoes,
bro,
in the bed for your husband. Palpable moment.
Bro, not from the pulpit. You ain't supposed to say that. But we digress.
Yes.
Trump's in a pickle. And somehow or another, all this ties into him. I don't know how, but somehow King Cankles, he's dodged a couple of bullets before, but I don't know if he's gonna dodge this one. I think that he's just gotta hit this one head on. I think too many
people are unified.
Too many, bro. But that's what you get. That's what you get. And as my daughter say, And that's what you get. You should have kept your mouth shut talking about what you were gonna do. You made a little 2 minute, you made one too many campaign promises, and now you got to stick on this one.
Flew a little too close to the sun.
Hey, that's what you get. Well, we'll see what happens with King Cankles and the Epstein files. So, with that being said, as you already alluded to, we have some Doge action going on. So, looks like there's been some voting going on, some approvals and whatnot going on as far as the Doge recensions. So, what's our updates on that, brother? What's the details on what we got going on with Doge?
Yeah, so Doge advises cuts, but there was a good portion of the cuts had to officially be done by Congress. And these things went before Congress this week. And what ultimately happened is Congress approved $9 billion.
Woo.
Jesus. $9 billion in cuts. And none of this is shocking from where we started. I'm actually just shocked that it actually happened.
Now with those that $9 billion, was it voted on and approved by the House and the Senate?
Yep.
Okay.
Both sides. Okay. Yep. So what's in the cut? So $8 billion was cut from foreign aid, and we knew that.
Yeah.
And those were cut from global assistance programs that were being facilitated through U.S. aid, scaling back HIV and AIDS, help, maternal health, malaria, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis. Bro, I almost said tuberculosis, and I was like, "What? What in the biblical plagues?" And food aid.
And before you continue, I think I also heard something where, while I was reading something, that a lot of the food that they had and a lot of the contraceptives that they had, instead of giving it to these countries, essentially it was sitting, and basically they just had to incinerate it and burn it because they've gone bad, which I think is to me a complete waste. Because let's say you're not sending it to these countries for aid, why not use them? Certainly not let them go to waste and incinerate them. Why not? We have a homeless crisis here in America. Why not provide some of those things and those resources with the people that we have that need it here, instead of just burning it up? If we have all these resources, why let them go to waste that way just because they were intended for someone else or for another purpose?
No, exactly. I think you're spot on. Like there's being wasteful, and then what? There's being wasteful.
Bro, I feel like it's downright evil. I mean, that's just my take, but
I'm trying to get the exact number because it was there it is. 1,000 metric tons of food was destroyed.
Bruh.
And this is where I want to point out that people be using numbers very specifically. 1,000 tons of food does not sound that bad. But you know what does sound bad? 200, is it 200 million? Yeah, 200 million pounds of food.
Bruh.
Destroyed.
That's a lot.
Insane. And let's also be cognitive of, my own personal view of aid, especially in food aid. When you have a starving population, people will begin to do anything for food, to feed their families and to take care of their communities. We give aid because it is cheaper. This is where my conservatorship lies, in terms of there is cutting wasteful spending.
Yeah.
And then there's investing in populations, so it's not more expensive later on. If us just providing food for these countries means they remain stable.
Yep.
So we don't have to militarily have to risk our bodies and weaponry.
Bruh. So, it's a no-brainer. It's a no brainer.
Like, just because we spend the money does not mean that it is wasteful spending. Oh, we're giving it to the. So what? We're not having to put boots on the ground.
And I think that's where people are missing the purpose of this aid. And I think that in our earlier episodes, when this cut to U.S. aid was being talked about, we brought it up in that episode about how this is so much cheaper than having to go the military route.
Yeah.
Or even, I believe, and I think I said it in that episode, of how this will now cause us to have more enemies than friends or allies, because you got to think, God, what's the movie Thor: Love and Thunder? If you've ever seen it, why did he, I can't even remember the villain's name, but he was played by Christian Bale. But why did he become the villain? Because the resources that his people needed, the gods cut it off from him. And
Little
this
G.
created, yes, Little G.
Little G, very much Little G.
Definitely Little G. Definitely Little G. But he felt like what they needed was removed from them, and this caused him to riot against and want to attack, and he went around killing all the gods, Little G gods, and ended up being with him and Thor. I think Thor was like the last god left. But you create enemies now, because now when you see this starvation, when you see the health decline of a nation where they relied or they had this help that came from the US, and now that it's ripped away, and you hear something like, oh, instead of feeding, and you see that your family's dying, oh, they chose just to incinerate and burn the food up. What does this create in these nations that before we could consider allies, or we helped in the stability of them, so they felt that, okay, in those times of need where we maybe needed something diplomatically, they were there and knew that we had their back and supported them. So then now, if I know something's brewing in my backyard that's uprising to destroy you, why would I tell you when you killed me?
Right.
You hurt me.
And then let's just add what we're finishing getting through with. Well, we're not finishing getting through. It's going to be here forever. COVID.
Yeah.
You're talking about being able to eradicate an illness.
Yep.
Any illness is long-term protection for us, because if a virus is able to sit in a community long enough, it's going to mutate. And then eventually the risk of spread goes across everybody. So now, because we did not make the investments, again, the investments in people to help them through a situation, we are now in a larger situation because we didn't take the steps that we needed to take to make sure people were okay.
Bingo.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. My current forecast is what happens in probably about, I'm gonna give them about 2 years. 2 years, they're going to come out and say, "Oh, we are now investing aid in all of these places to try to look like heroes." That's what I think ultimately kind of plays out.
Ridiculous
with some of this.
And some of that cutting too. There was some cutting as well in the funding of NPR and PBS too, right?
Yes, $1 billion was taken away from Big Bird and Elmo. And we talked about this before. It's all because of that. It's all because of that. The Grouch episode.
Yep. They crapped on Trump, bro. And my thing is, if I grew up in a rural area, here in North Carolina, and PBS was very essential to my growth as a kid. I didn't rely on it as heavily as most did, but some people where they live, that's the only thing their children get.
And that's some of the basis of why this started. Shows like Sesame Street. How do we educate a public that may not have access to educational opportunities? Yep. Now, Sesame Street as a brand, I was telling my wife even before this happened, I was like, Sesame Street will be fine. Yeah. Why? Because they make billions of dollars in toys and licensing. Yeah. Somebody's going to pick them up, but it's going to be behind the paywall, and we've already seen that. We've already seen that. I believe it's Netflix who has picked up Sesame Street. Yep. So I believe some of these products will be fine. You'll be able to find Arthur. You'll be able to find Molly Antonelli. You'll be able to find them, but it's going to be behind a paywall. And if you were already struggling to make ends meet. Where are you going to find money for a $21 monthly subscription to Netflix?
Bingo.
You're not. You're not. So
this to me just it's terrible.
But
I think the implications of it are not going to be well for the American people, and certainly not abroad when you look at aid that we potentially did. And if they come back like you said, and now they want to come back and we're now supplying aid for this, that they should really have a long look in the mirror, because by the time that happens, if it happens, how many lives would have already been lost? How many families will already be destroyed? How many children will be dead? And you did this just for the sake of looking like the heroes on your own term,
right?
Versus when you were already in that space already that you were occupying. And what damage will be done when other nations who don't have the best interests of America at heart occupy those spaces while we're gone?
We are putting ourselves in such a position that because we are not there, there's a need there. Someone's going to step in to fill that need. And you would think that a group that is so focused on entrepreneurship and the free market would understand that. But not everything. This is a wild statement for me to be, quote unquote, conservative leaning for me to say. Not everything should be monetized.
Nope.
Not everything should be monetized. You know what is a crazy belief that I have? I believe that children ages from birth to 18 do not pay for healthcare treatment. Why? Because if you have a healthier child population, you have healthier adults. And if you have healthier adults, you have a cheaper health system to deal with.
That's a good point.
And you have more adults that are able to work in and help the economy. And this is what I'm talking about when I say we have to invest in people. And just because we're spending money does not mean that we're wasting money. And I think that is what people are having a hard time reconciling together. That you can spend money and it can be an investment.
Yep. That's a good point, Manny. I like that. That's a good point.
Hey, but I led in that in my 2018 campaign, but the people ain't want it. So,
hey. But at any rate, man, I believe this isn't the final of the Doge cuts, right? They still have more that they need to go through.
Yep, there's still more. And we'll see ultimately, Trump is going to pass this.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of the largest layups. But, will there be ultimately changes once they see the reality of what we've actually done? Yeah. Once, people are trying to figure out, hey, my kid used to watch Sesame Street and now they can't watch Sesame Street. What happened? We'll tell you exactly what happened.
Bro, I would hate to have to be running for re-election, boy.
Well, the block is about to be hot.
Bro, on fire. Well, thoughts and prayers. Well, at this point, that is our coverage of the voting that has gone on for the cuts that Doge had to pass through Congress. We will see what those implications look like, and good luck. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
But I know what I can tell you. We have reached that segment of our show where we have our pickle of the week.
We've got your pickle. We've got your pickle. We've got your pickle.
All right. Mine is pretty simple this week, Manny. Something that the world has already basically identified as a pickle. I'm just bringing it to the pod's attention and putting it out there on our platform. But the pickle of the week is none other than the CEO.
Yep.
Andy Byron. And his co-worker, Christine, I believe it's K-Bot. They went to a Coldplay concert, bro, in Foxborough. He was all snugged up with her, embracing, enjoying the moment. Which, hey man, shout out to Coldplay because I fool with Coldplay. They are definitely one of my favorite bands. But the camera got put on them, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
on a Summer Jam screen.
it was on the Summer Jam screen, bro. And bro, it was bad. First of all, man, I feel bad for Andy, man, because what happened? You used to be able to go out in public and you could cheat in peace. Now you can't even cheat in peace no more, bro. You can't even cheat in peace no more, bro. He was just trying to take his side co-worker, side chick co-worker to a nice little concert. Enjoy some songs off the Living La Vida album, and got put on the Summer Jam screen, bro. Over 600 million views on the TikTok video.
600. I'm sorry, 600 million?
Excuse me, 60 million. I'm sorry, 60 million views on TikTok is what was reported. That this video circulated around, and basically him and the lady were put on leave, and I believe as of now, ultimately he has resigned. And the board has accepted his resignation, and Pete DeJoy has stepped in as the interim CEO. So,
wait, who stepped in as CEO now?
A guy named Pete DeJoy.
Did it say what he did?
No, it didn't say.
Okay.
So shout out to Pete DeJoy for stepping up, bro. And he got handed a nice little alley oop, bro. But Andy, let this be a lesson, man. Well, first of all, I was gonna say the lesson is don't cheat in public, but the first thing I say is don't cheat. Let me start there.
Don't cheat.
Don't cheat. If you even if you're not married, but if you're married, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a commitment, don't cheat, bro. Because I'm sure this moment is not worth it because he's lost his job.
Lost his marriage.
I'm sure he's lost his marriage because
about to lose a whole lot of money. Lost his kids,
bro. If they had kids, that's messed up. And we already seen how these women do, bro. When they go down, we seen how Tiger Wife did him, bro. So
I want it all. I want the house, the car.
She took his money
and the dog.
Got a house built with his money and then bulldozed the house. I said, bro, if that ain't the wrath of a white woman,
ignorant.
Bro, she took him through the ringer, boy.
Man, so here was my thought when I saw all this. Here was my first question.
Mm-hmm.
What is astronomer?
Never heard of astronomer. Apparently, they're a massive company, though.
Private data operations tech firm that specialize in managed Apache airflow services. So big data.
Okay.
And data orchestration specifically for AI-driven workloads.
And from what I saw from details, they're valued at around $1 billion, and they're fresh off a $93 million funding round, which ships to major clients. So, pretty major.
So I thought this a while, and I had a lot of questions.
Okay.
But before I get into the fun part about this,
okay.
Here are some of my basic questions. Were y'all the first couple that was up on that screen? Because that's wild. Because if y'all were the first couple, there was nothing you could do. You were just going to get caught. But if you were like the second or third couple, didn't anything click in your head that like, ooh, let's
bingo.
The second thing was like, you know what? I think if they had just played it cool, they might have been okay. But then I got to thinking.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So a Series D funding round means they're pretty deep into their life cycle. That would likely mean over the next probably couple years, an IPO might be likely. Might be likely. What if I told you that this may be an elaborate PR scheme? That they found them a fall guy, chief CEO, and said, hey, I need you to go to the Coldplay concert. And I need you to get busted with our newly our newly appointed HR person.
Mm-hmm.
And this will give us a layer of brand recognition because no one knew who astronomer was before this. And to be honest, everyone knows the name. No one knows what they do.
Yep.
But now you know a whole lot of people are talking about astronomer.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first theory, is that they did all this to really get some brand recognition. And the second part.
Oh, there's a part two?
There's a part two. Hit me.
There we go.
So my second part goes into the question I asked you about who replaced him. Because my theory is my alternate theory is the guy who replaced him knew, and he was getting sick of Andy, and knew because astronomer paid for the booth. Because the girl in the little offside, she works for HR as well. I think she's like the director of people.
Oh,
and he knew, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the concert too.
And if we can get them all in the same suite,
and
with a little bit of drink,
when it found the camera guy, slid him about $200. Hey, when it's time, I'm gonna be sitting here. When I say do it, I want you to put the camera on him. And boom, now he's the CEO, and it only took a week.
Only took a week, bro. And $200.
It's all it cost you, and you still got to see a Coldplay concert,
bro. Facts. Hey, that's heck of a deal.
And I think the funny part is that it keeps getting worse because you don't seen the mascots do it at various sporting events.
Yep,
bro. Somebody did a 2 from King of the Hill, 1 with a bag of Kingsford, and Peggy Hill. That about took me out of here. And then John Redcorn.
It's going out. It's getting out of hand, bro.
But here's the one thing. Since this is an AI company, and it's my plea to the world, please stop using AI, evaporating all of our good drinking water,
bro,
to make bad jokes. Stop using it on bad memes.
Everybody ain't meant for it, bro.
Bro, no. We need to start giving tests before people start using AI for stuff.
I wish that social media, before you posted it, they had a review committee and they'd be like, nah, this ain't it.
Bro, maybe if there was a review committee, we would still be on Facebook and Instagram.
Bro, man, don't even get me started, bro.
We ain't forgot, Mark.
Yeah, we need to talk to you. We need to have a conversation. But hey, man, Andy, you in the pickle, man.
Yeah, man.
Brian, you didn't resign. You lost your job. Lost your girl. Maybe you kept your side girl. Maybe in all of this, y'all still, but
think about their poor salespeople. How many of them got hit up and it's like, hey, is this you? How many deals have been lost to be like, you can't just have your CEO out here cheating all in the public and whatnot.
But in that, and I'm gonna just leave it this: should a CEO be forced to resign over a private, albeit embarrassing, kiss cam moment? I mean,
I don't think it's the cheating. I don't think it's the cheating that did him under. Because he could have been up there with his side piece and it would have just been like an embarrassing situation. Bro, you doing it with the head of HR, human resources.
That's
what took him under. That was it.
So his problem is he just didn't know how to pick the correct work wife.
That can be said to me.
She too high up, brother. You went swinging for the fences,
right?
And you supposed to just worry about getting to first base and work your way around the home,
bro. The head of HR you meet with daily. No, bro. That's
a conflict of interest for real, bro.
Completely and totally,
bro. You got a little bit too much dip on your chip, brother.
Entirely.
Well, he got time to update his resume.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't making no money at Astronomer. I'm sure he's doing okay.
I'm sure
even after his wife comes for the 75% she's about to walk away with.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say this just for the sake of argument. From what I heard on social media, his wife won't nothing bad to look at, brother. So they like, hey man, you had something sitting real nice at home. Well, what's the deal, man? Sometimes they say the best ability is availability, but I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop if I get in trouble. But I'm just saying, brother Andy, you're the pickle, brother. If you want to clear your name up to the masses, you
We're
got a
here,
space here at Partner Politics. We gonna rate them coals over you for sure.
bro.
But you got a space here, brother. If you need a group of gentlemen around to help support you in this difficult time, we at Partner Politics will Partner the Politics will do it for you, brother.
Man, good luck. Good luck, man.
Hey, better you than me.
Definitely better you than me.
Bro.
Why? Why? Because black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
We do not cheat.
Black men don't cheat, bro. Well, we've reached the end of our episode, and of course, at the end of the episode, we always give you guys our spotlight of the week. So, my brother, what is your spotlight or spotlights going into the week, man?
So, my spotlight this week is dealing with here in North Carolina. So, Josh Stein, the current governor, has declared a state of emergency for 13 counties here in North Carolina that were affected last week by Chantal. Alamance, Caswell, Chatham, Davidson, Durham, Forsyth, Guilford, Lee, Moore, Orange, Person, Randolph, and Wake. For those of you who are not from North Carolina, just that's the middle of the state. Pretty much the middle of the state, from Winston-Salem all the way over to Raleigh, all of those counties. Pretty bad flooding. And it's going to take a minute for things to resolve. So there was severe flooding. They're saying just in Orange County alone, the storm cost $56 million in damages. So it's been 10 days. People are trying to put their lives back together, but this will be especially interesting, not just to us because we're here in North Carolina, but also one of the first storms of the year. How do we work with FEMA? How is aid going to be provided? And what does this mean for what is looking like getting ready to be an extremely active hurricane season for the entire coast? So that is my spotlight. Definitely thoughts and prayers to everyone who's trying to put everything back together. But we'll see how this plans out, because remember, still at the end of the day, we are still recovering from the hurricane that hit the entire western side of the state. So now we're navigating through two tough challenges.
Okay.
By hurricanes. So that is my spotlight of the week.
All right. Well, I got two for you, and I'll keep them brief. My first one is about the 2028 Democratic presidential landscape. And it's been reported that while there are some well-known Democrats that we know, as far as Kamala Harris, AOC, Bernie Sanders, there's a struggle amongst the Democratic Party that we've talked about after the 2024 loss, that they're trying to reset their reputation, but they're struggling to find a compelling national figure who can energize both the center and the left. But one name has come out of this for his handling of his state level crisis, and that is Brother Wes Moore. And what has been talked about is they look for a contender and someone that is able to possibly take them to the next level in this reclaiming and rebalancing and redirecting of the reputation that the Democrats have. They're starting to kind of look at Wes Moore, man, and think that he may be the guy. So in the next 6 to 12 months, I would watch for Moore and see who others enter the discussion formally. Now, there has not been any movement by anybody, but they're certainly starting to have conversations of who are they going to be able to lean on? And his name is starting to pop up as a very possible game changer who is able to unite the party and carry it to the next level, but also be able to reach over the aisle, across the aisle, to some other Republicans to hopefully bridge some partnership and some bipartisanship. So that's one thing.
Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up was Area 51.
Oh yeah.
There was conversations that happened where a group of former U.S. Air Force personnel who worked at Area 51 and for the NTTR, which is the Nevada Test and Training Range, are speaking out, accusing the government of exposing them to harmful radiation and then erasing their records, leaving them without health care and without compensation. So they spoke, and I believe the gentleman's name was David Crete. He's an ex-Air Force sergeant from 1983 to 1987, and he's also the founder of the nonprofit The Invisible Enemy. He's brought his story to Capitol Hill, and he testified before the House Veterans Affairs Committee that he and half of the around 8 veterans at a 2016 Las Vegas reunion had tumors, while more than 490 others were known to have died prematurely. And many of them are blaming this on the radiation exposure that they had. But their records were flagged with data masked, meaning that their service at Area 51 and the NTTR isn't officially recognized. So without the proof of the exposure, they can't receive VA benefits or access to medical care. And they're really pushing this, especially with proposed legislation with the Protect Act and the Forgotten Veterans Act. They're trying to get this under consideration in Congress to recognize these veterans and grant them the same benefits as other radiation exposed personnel. So as this starts to pick up and gain steam, first of all, I think this is wild. That if this
Very
is
much
true,
so.
the cover up of this, and then if the government knew that this was going on, to flag their data so that they don't receive the benefits and health care of this, I think is very troubling and
Criminal?
certainly just, bro, you took the word right out of my mouth. I was about to say very criminal. But I think that we should definitely keep a spotlight on this, because as we've seen changes, especially where I believe it was reported there may be some cuts to what the Veterans Affairs and what they have as far as the funding that they will have for VAs, this could make their argument of what they think that is their right by the government and what they should be receiving could make that uphill battle even more of a mountain. I've seen, as my father being a veteran, I've seen how hard it is for veterans to get the assistance that they need already. And certainly my father wasn't exposed nearly to as much as what this gentleman is claiming happened to him and many of his other members that they were exposed to Area 51 and NTTR. So I hope that, if there is truth to this, that these gentlemen certainly get the help that they need. Because they were acting in the service of their country, and for their country to turn their back on them in a time of need is, as Manny has said, very criminal.
On brand.
Oh, very on brand. they hitting. They hitting on all cylinders, right? But this is certainly not right, and people who have served our country shouldn't have to fight this hard. For one, to get what they deserve, and certainly they shouldn't have to fight that hard to expose cover up so they can get what they deserve. So, yep. Those are my 2 spotlights of the week, man. So that's all I got. So, that is the conclusion of episode 29, man. So, if you have any comments, concerns, suggestions on any topics that you would like us to cover, please let us know, and also follow us. Our TikTok page is up and running, so go follow our TikTok page. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, anything, anywhere you see Pardon the Politics. Please like, share, and follow. We have been appreciating the feedback, the comments that we've gotten, especially on our TikTok and on our YouTube page as well. And that has been very welcoming as we try to continue to make our footprint in social media, because they got the boys handicapped right now, especially Meta. You got to free the boys. You got to free us.
I don't know. It's all right. We coming for y'all.
Yep, bro. I was about to repeat it, but then that was gonna be a pause moment. So I'm
Hulk Hogan.
We coming for you. But with that being said, I'm good, brother. All hearts and minds clear. You good?
All hearts and minds clear.
All right. Well, to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. And as we say always at the end of the episode, if don't nobody else love you, just know the boys here at Pardon the Politics. We love you. We appreciate you. We hope that this episode finds you in the best health possible, and we will see you at our next episode. So take care, world.
Take care, y'all.